Hello, welcome to another Maths Wizard video. Today we are going to take a look at density. So before we get into some questions, we've got a little formula triangle here to illustrate how to complete these calculations, very similar to the way speed, distance, time works. So if we start with volume at the top there, on the top left, volume is essentially the amount of space inside a shape or the amount of space an object occupies, and that's measured in cubic units. So by cubic units, it means how many cubes fit inside that shape, how many cubes that are 1 by 1 by 1. And that can be measured in centimeters cubed, could also be meters cubed as well, or if it's liquid, could be things like milliliters, liters. Now, density is the amount of mass that for every 1 centimeter cubed, essentially, for every 1 by 1 by 1 cubed. So it's the amount of mass per unit of volume, essentially. And that's usually measured in units like grams per centimeters cubed. So if you had 10 grams per centimeter cubed, it would tell you that every single cube basically weighs 10 grams, essentially. The mass is the amount of matter the object or substance contains, and that's usually measured in grams, can also be measured in kilograms as well. And then we've got, just to sort of illustrate this formula triangle, density, you can see density is on the bottom left of this. So density is mass over volume, which means mass divided by volume. Mass is density times volume. You can see the D and the V are next to each other in the formula triangle. So it works very much the same way as that speed, distance, time triangle you may have seen already. And volume is mass divided by density. Okay, let's take a look at some questions then. So we've got this question here that says a piece of wood has a mass of 8 kilograms and it has a volume of 10 centimeters cubed. So we know the mass is 8, so we've got that on the top of the formula triangle. We know that the volume is 10, so we've got that on the bottom. I would like to work out the density of this wood. Okay, so if we do 8 divided by 10 then, as you can see from the triangle, that gives us 0.8. So that tells us the density will be 0.8 grams per centimeters cubed. So if we had 1 cube of it, it would weigh less than a gram. Now if we look at an example with volume then, it says what is the volume of a piece of metal that has a mass of 300 grams and a density of 6 grams per centimeters cubed. Okay, so we can see that volume is mass divided by density. So if we do 300 divided by 6, that is going to tell us that the volume is 50 centimeters cubed. Okay, final question then. It says a piece of plastic has a density of 1.3 grams per centimeters cubed and a volume of 100 centimeters cubed. We've just got to work out the mass of this piece of plastic. So we can see there then, we know the density is 1.3. If we multiply it by 100, we will get 130. So the piece of plastic has a mass of 130 grams.